There's a crazy story out of Houston where this 21-year-old woman was found herself shot to death inside her Southwest Houston apartment. And they say she had an issue with a stalker for about a year before her murder over the weekend. Now, in the new charging documents that was revealed, it said on Thursday, the Houston Police Department announced officers arrested 51-year-old Bobby Singh Shah. It said during a traffic stop on the city's northwest side, it said the evening before. But HPD said Shah was charged with capital murder for the death of Muna Pandey. It said whom Houston's Nepalese community identified as a Nepal national learning to be a nurse in the United States. Now, say police initially said staff at the reserve at 63 apartment complex as they found Pandey's body in her unit on Monday after receiving an anonymous tip, which detectives said came from a male over the phone with no caller ID. In Shah's charging documents, investigators said the victim was shot several times, including what they called an execution-style wound in the back of the head. It said that combined with the fact that there were no signs of forced entry or theft suggests she may have known the killer. Remember, this guy is 51 years old and she's 21, okay? But it's a plot twist to how he got caught, so just bear with me with this. It said documents says several of her friends spoke to investigators the day her body was found, informing them Pandey, they say, who lived alone, had an issue with a stalker about a year prior, leading her to install a motion-activated camera outside her front door. I said detectives also couldn't locate her cell phone in her apartment. Her number went straight to voicemail. And say when they called, the record stated that police believe whoever killed Pandey may also have her device. Say her friends told police her phone didn't register a location after Saturday. Critical to HPD detectives was a photo of the suspect released in early stage of the investigation, which showed a man exiting the apartment front door on August 24th. Now, charging documents describe investigators getting access to Pandey's security camera footage. It say of the night of the murder, say which investigators said showed the same man holding a firearm and the victim holding her items, including her black purse. As a record stated, the man repeatedly told the victim to open her apartment door, and she said, "What are you going to do?" It said the woman said before investigators said the man racked the slide of his gun. They say he pushed her inside and locks the door behind them at 8:41 p.m. And it said at 9:48 p.m. the suspect exited the unit carrying the purse. Now, detectives also spoke with a neighbor who responded and said that they heard a loud thumping. It's in Pandey's apartment around the same time frame described in the footage. Now, I say with the suspect photo out to the public, it said police received several reliable tips that helped them tie Shah to the murder. Now, say according to the charging document, it said Hillcroft Street restaurant owner told police that Pandey, it said, was a regular customer. Now, it said investigators moved on to an acquaintance of the owner who told them they recognized Shah. They said the suspect, also a restaurant regular and a potential business partner, said the business relationship investigators said required the suspect's driver's license, which detectives used to match Shah to the footage. It said in addition to the charging documents, it said notes, it said a tip from another woman. Now here where it gets interesting, that she instantly recognized the man in the HPD images and says she met him through a so-called sugar daddy website 12 years ago. She knew him as Bobby Shah, record said. It said Shah's case was seen in the probable cause court. It said that afternoon where he waived his appearance, it said, and received no bail on his case. But he was found out by somebody that used to frequent or was on the sugar daddy websites. So a 50-plus-year-old man, would the police say she knew him with this 21-year-old, seems like he's still up to his old tricks, right? Now, I know a lot of you ladies listen to Shira 7 and all that sprinkle stuff, but they don't tell you the dark side of that. They don't tell you that these men would become stalkers when you want to cut them off. They don't tell you these men are extremely violent. They don't tell you the horrible stories how some women aren't found. They're missing. A cold case. They don't tell you that. That's why I say certain things that people say, they just need to put a label on it, say for entertainment purposes only, and go from that. Don't be trying to teach people certain things that can get them hurt, especially women. Because see, women, what you don't understand, men don't play by their money. Some of you think it's a game out here. Oh, you're going to finesse this dude out of his money and finesse him, and you're going to finesse this old man out of his money because you young, you this or whatever. Any man, I don't care if he's young or old, you mess with his money too much and he really think that, man, you really got me like that. Some of them may hurt you. Listen, men have taken the lives of other men behind money. So if they're going to take the life of another man behind some money, and sometimes not even much of money, why you think they won't? And then you finessing them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm saying all this in my opinion. I'm not saying this in the charging report. It's just my opinion, my speculation, my projection. But if this dude was on the Sugar Daddy website 12 years ago, usually you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He was a trick. Let's call it what it is. This young 21-year-old saw an old trick. She was finessing him. She probably sounded like she wanted to cut him off a year ago, right? But he wouldn't take no for an answer. And unfortunately, she's not here anymore. For me, the moral story is don't take no man's money. You know, I know some women out here think that's great to be taking dudes' money. Some of them you can get over on like that. You can. But then some of them, they gonna act like this dude. They're gonna become a problem. And I still talk about that case that was in the Houston area with Mercedes Moore. I always talk about that case. She kept finessing dude, and he pulled up to her apartment and he took her life. These dudes, man, they ain't wrapped too tight. But it's not even about them being wrapped too tight. Don't take money from no man. You know what I'm saying? Like she was in school to be a nurse. She'll have her money. She'd have had her money not too long. Nurses make good money and work all overtime they want, right? Especially if they become travel nurse. But I hate this young lady lost her life. But I always say with these stories, learn from them. And the key is, ladies, don't finesse a dude out his money. Don't. Because you may not be here no more.